Give me a second here. I'll let this mana potion tick around in the back. So you got your mana potions here that we search for, Herb of Mana, and you got the different ones that it finds. So we got them all. We're gonna hit add, and I like to set, if I'm playing on a mage, I mean you have a lot of mana to work with. So we have pickup, and if NP is less than 95%, and I also do the in-fight setting right here, because you want to pick it up if you need it. It'll pick it up within the fight, and I normally do about a range of 600 because I'm a mage and my normal skill range is 1100 here. So this is a default setting I would use for the normal ones. So pick up, in fight, 600. And if my MP percentage is less than 95, it'll pick up the normal ones. These are the crappy ones. And then the major ones, I normally do these around 85%. And you notice there's two different ones here with different IDs, so that's why we're doing it twice. Because I'm not 100% sure which one it is that actually drops, but it only takes a few seconds to add another one. And then for the superior herb, which fully restores, we'll set that one to 70%. And that's basically how you would set up your mana pickup. These are conditional pickups, by the way. So if it does not meet these conditions, it kind of ignores them. You don't need to pick up every mana pot or every health pot that drops. You can do the same thing with Herbs of Life. Search, there's all the things again. You just uncheck that last one. I'd never seen this one drop. And you set up your same conditionings. Now let's say that you don't want it to pick up anything except for these. What you could do, you see this little bar here? It says all items, all, and it has pickup. If you click on that and hit this button here, it ignores all items in the game except for those listed in the filter page. If they're not listed here, completely ignores all items and won't pick them up. But I've not had any issues playing on officials with their tons of detections that they're using, and I haven't picked it up. Unless I'm in a big hunting zone where I'm killing lots of mobs very quickly, I kind of ignore Adina, which is ID 57. So if you search Adina, just tell it, select it real quick, just uncheck it. Yeah, there's a lot of things you overlook. For instance, like you see these bars down here. They're input bars, yes, but if you actually double click them, it shows a list. It brings up a list of NPCs and mobs. It does it for everything. Same with your parties. Like you click on this, it finds players. These are the players that are around here. So it took me forever to figure this out. I thought these were just bars you type in. You can type the player name and it works. But if you just want to look for who's around you, you just double click. It shows who's around, their player names, and you just check off which ones. You hit add, and then it adds them automatically. So we'll just delete that. We'll turn the bot back on. It does support hotkey functions, as you can see on the first page right here. You can have it run a script upon login, which is pretty good. I like to always run my MP pickup. And as I said before, this accelerate magic, this is basically like having a macro set up, gives your character that a little bit quicker cast speed. Another setting in here is the manual target search. If you check this here, your bot will still run fully, like it will keep itself maintained with those 1 minute buffs like cubics or something like that that you normally have to constantly cast, and it lets you run around. Now I normally use this when I'm doing dailies because you're in a group with a lot of people, you don't want to look like a bot, and so you're just running around. And what I'll do, I put next target on my bar, and so I just next target, it selects the mob, it starts killing it. The moment this mob is dead, it stops, it stays there, and it won't do anything until you target again. So this is a good feature for when you're doing dailies with a group of people. You don't want to look bot-like, and actually it just kind of stands there. Next target again. And then there it goes. But we'll take it off of manual target search, so it goes back into its free roam. Does anyone have any questions about the bot? And again, this dark demo here from l2bot.eu. It's running the English version of Adrenaline. There is a Russian version of it, but l2bot.eu is the authorized reseller of the American English version of the bot. We'll just go back into the bot and let you guys actually see it a little bit instead of just a game client. As you can see, it calculates how much XP you're earning per hour, how much SP per hour, Hadina. As it's on its free roam, it is kind of just going everywhere. Let me turn that off. Yeah, I'll go over the events in just a second here. Let me kind of draw this area. So we're going to edit zone, clear it. And alright, now in the event section, there's a lot of different events that go on. For instance, some of the popular ones I like to use is if I'm dead, I have it play a sound file, which you can check here and double click in this. This will be a white space by default when you look at it. At first I thought you had to type in a file name or something. Just double click the white space and select one of the default sound files. So we have die, which just makes that sound, which I don't use that, to be honest. I think it was not for. No. That's my. I play that one when I'm being attacked. I don't exactly remember which one I had, but there's a bunch here. You could just pick whichever. Um, if you're dead, blink the bot. So the bot down here will blink, and you can bring it unminimize, and it'll pull the bot forward in front of your game client. Now you can do some settings before you die, but I'll talk about that in just a second. And you can do some additional stuff like answer from a phrasal list or use an item. Like let's say you have those feathers that revive you if you die. You can just check that off, select it from your inventory list right here. This is updated live of your player's inventory, and it will use that item. So once you have it set up the way you want, which I normally have it unminimize the bot, plays the sound, and I have it pause activity. This basically just pauses the bot, so everything just stops. So I'll pause activity, and then you hit add. Now another event. This used to be a huge detection method that GMs used to use back in the day. They would teleport you. They would take your character, port you 500, 800 away from wherever you were, and if your character instantly started running back, they would they would know your bot. Like your screen's still loading, the black screen, but normally once it's done loading, you see your character's already like halfway back to wherever it was. So what I do, I check myself. Now this is a pretty annoying wave file here, which I'm gonna apologize, but it really gets your attention. So even if your headphones are off, you can hear this. So the Sirena. I would have it play that file. I would have it pause activity and then respond with a phrase here like what happened, what the fuck, lag, whatever you want it to say. So I would normally have it respond, which you can have a pause before it does this. I normally had it anywhere between 8 seconds to like 15 seconds before, because it depends on how much you're typing here. Normally just a few words, and I always pause. You never want it to move back instantly, so you have it pause. And normally for a teleport, I want to know if I'm teleported. That's a bot check for me. And so I always had the pause activity all 9s. I don't want it to hunt no more. If I'm pulled, I want it to play me a sound. I want it to respond with the phrase, which you could just keep putting commas here for a list of phrases. And that's it. So we'll have this. We'll hit add. The other one, attacked by players. Now you can set this up to don't mention party members. Let's say you just have people messing around, you're in party, you're slept or something from doing a boss instance. I see I'm out of mana over here. Let me pop a pot. And also, just a quick second here, I'm going to set up Body of the Mind. So let's take a quick look at how long that's on a cooldown. It's roughly a 2 second. So Body of the Mind, interval, we'll say 2. And if my MP percent less than 95, using a fight, we're gonna add that. This way it will constantly use its Body of the Mind to maintain its mana. Got our battle heal if our HP falls below 60%. And we can also set it up to use items. So items, where was that?